Good morning, students. So this is lecture 2 of chapter number 4, Agriculture, class 10, subject Geography. So in the previous lecture, we have started off with this new chapter, which is chapter number 4, Agriculture, and we have just started off with this chapter with the introduction about this chapter, what is agriculture, then the types of farming, mainly primitive, intensive, commercial and plantation. So we have discussed that in the previous lecture. Now in this particular lecture, the topics to be covered will be crop pattern. So in the previous lecture, I have given you the introduction about this cropping pattern and the 3 cropping seasons that are there in this particular crop pattern, which are Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. So in this lecture, we'll discuss all these 3 seasons in detail. Then we'll talk about the major crops that grow in these particular seasons. Basically all the crops that you eat on a daily basis, and what are the main productions and what are the main states who produce these kind of crops in their areas. We'll talk about that. Then there are many food crops other than the grains also, so we'll talk about that also here. So all these things we are going to cover in this lecture. Then I am going to give you the homework solution and the homework for this particular lecture. So we'll cover all these things in this lecture now. So let's get started. So first of all, we are starting with this topic, cropping pattern. So I have just told you about this cropping pattern. You have studied the physical diversity and the different cultures that are there in India. So these all are reflected in agriculture practices as well and cropping patterns in our country. So basically there are multiple division and diversity in our climatic conditions, in the soil fertility and the environmental changing conditions. All these things matter when we grow a particular crop, and these particular seasons we known as cropping season, in which particular season a particular crop will be valid and it can produce in a major form. So it varies from the soil fertility, the climatic conditions and all these things. So with the physical environment matters here a lot. All the types of food and fiber crops, vegetable, fruits, spices and all the things that we want to produce have some of the particular seasons in which we kind of produce them or build them. So these are categorized into 3 categories here. First is Rabi, second is Kharif and third is Zaid. So basically these 3 cropping seasons are there in India, and particularly we grow our crops in. So what are the major crops here? We'll discuss in later on. Firstly we discuss about the first season, that is Rabi crops. So what is Rabi crops? Rabi crops are sown in winter from October to December and harvested in summer from April to June. So basically the Rabi crops are those in which they put on the seeds in the winter. They kind of put all the work and kind of put all the swan crops in the winter only from October to December time. They kind of do that stuff, and when it comes the harvesting thing, when they want to pluck out the all the crops from crops out from them, so they do it in the summer, which is from April to June. So the major work that they do in winters, and when the harvesting time comes they do it in summer. So those are the Rabi crops here. So most of the important Rabi crops are wheat. So as you know about basically in April we celebrate one sort of Punjabi festival which is there, that is for harvesting only. So that is for the harvesting of wheat and other kind of crops here, so in Punjab. So they actually celebrate that in a particularly in a festival. So most important crop that are there is wheat, then barley, peas, gram and mustard. So these are one of the most of the important crops that are there in Rabi crops. Then through these crops are grown in large parts of India. States from the north and northwestern parts such as Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh are important for the production of wheat and other Rabi crops. So Before knowing about these Rabi crops, you should know about why these particular crops are grown in these particular states only, because of first of all the climatic condition and the environmental changes that happen in that particular area. It is going to be valid for that crop or not, so that we have to keep in mind while producing that crop in that particular area. Then the soil fertility, we need to test it according to the crop that you are producing in that particular land, so that it could basically come out in a major form, or it's going to be a spoiler. So better you should test that particular land area, so that you have a better idea about what crop is best for which land area. So basically they have tested these land areas, and then they have sorted out that these could be the best possible parts of India and states in which these crops could be produced. So that's why these areas and these states are now known for these crops only, where these major production have been implanted. So the most important Rabi crops here are wheat, barley, peas, gram and mustard, and these crops are grown in large parts of India, states from the north and northwestern parts such as Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh are the most important for the production of wheat and other Rabi crops here. And availability of precipitation during winter months due to the western temperature cyclones help in the success of these crops. So basically the availability of rainfall during winter months due to the western temperature cyclones help them in a better way to fully implant and produce these kind of crops there. Then however, the success of the green revolution in Punjab, Haryana and western Uttar Pradesh and parts of Rajasthan has also been an important factor in the growth of the above mentioned Rabi crops. So basically you all know about the green revolution, which is the major use of high technologies, modern harvesting systems and all the modern techniques they use to produce the large amount of crops. So they are basically that was a great success in these parts of the states there, and they have implied all the modern techniques here to have a larger larger production of these crops, so that they could earn almost a double of what they can earn from a single land area. So that's a kind of a commercial farming they are doing in these part areas, and they got quite success also. Then the second type of season is Kharif crops. So in Kharif crops, they are grown with the one set of monsoon in different parts of the country, and these are harvested in September and October. So basically these Kharif crops are grown on the particular season when the monsoon occurs. So they started working on in the monsoon season itself, and they harvest all the crops in the month of September and October. So they plant basically in the mid-June and July, and they harvest all these crops in September and October. So the important crops grown during this season are paddy, maize, jowar, bajra, tur, arar, moong, urad, cotton, jute, groundnut and soya bean. So basically all the pulses that you eat, all the dals you eat, all, and majorly some of the jowar, beet, which are you use as a मतलब उसका बीट का दूसरा पार्ट अगर हम सोचे कि अगर आप आटा नहीं है तो हम ज्वार का रोटी बना सकते हैं या तो बाजरे की रोटी बना सकते हैं. तो बेसिकली दीज काइंड ऑफ क्रॉप्स आर grown in the Kharif season only, and some of the most important rice growing regions are Assam, West Bengal, coastal regions of Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Maharashtra, particularly the Konkan coast along with the Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So all the rice growing regions are here. So basically in most of the these particular regions that are mentioned here, they grow these kind of crops in a well and organized manner. So they have a large production of these particular crops. Now recently this paddy has also become an important crop of Punjab and Haryana, because in the states of Assam, West Bengal and Odisha, these crops of paddy are grown in a year and thus are known as Os, Aman and Boro. So basically paddy is a kind of a wheat replacement of a wheat that you use in Assam, West Bengal and Odisha to introduce in their daily life, and they are now being introduced in the Punjab and Haryana itself. So it is also becoming an important crop of Punjab and Haryana. Now the third type of crop is zaid crop. So in between the Rabi and the Kharif seasons, there is a short season during the summer months known as the zaid season. So basically there is a very short season that comes under the summer month, which is May, and some of the crops that are produced during zaid are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, vegetables, and fooder crops like sugarcane takes almost a year to grow. So basically these kind of crops took a short period of time to grow in the in the months of summer. They come in these particular months only, and they can rely for a year also. So you can rely on these particular things for a year, but they are mainly used for a shorter season of time only, which is mainly in the summer month, which is watermelon that you use, we are using currently. Cucumber is there, vegetables are there, fooder crops are there, sugarcane is there. So these are particularly few of the crops that we use in a shorter period of time and for in a shorter seasons like summer only. Now there are major crops that are there which are produced in different parts of the states, and why they are popular in that particular state, we will discuss that. So a variety of food and non-food crops are grown in different parts of the country depending upon the variations in soil, climate and cultivation practices. So I have just told you that these crops varies because there is a difference in the soil pattern, there is a difference in the soil fertility, climate changes are there, cultivation practices are different in different land area. So that's why there are certain crops that are grown in particular land areas only. They can't be grown in other part areas. It can be there, but it can't produce that much amount which can be produced in other parts of the land which it is fertile for. So a variety of food and non-food crops are grown in different parts of the country depending upon the variations in soil, climate and cultivation practices. Major crops grown in India are rice, wheat, mills, pulses, tea, coffee, sugarcane, seeds, cotton and jute, etc. So basically what we eat on a daily basis is majorly rice and wheat. That is our surviving food. We actually depend and survive on these two particular crops only, that is rice and wheat. We basically need that on an alternative days, and we need this on a daily basis as well. So rice can be used on alternative days, but you use it majorly if you don't have wheat. So that's kind of a surviving food for India. Then there is mills, pulses that we use, tea is very important, coffee, sugarcane, oil seeds, cotton, jute. They are some of the major crops that we use on some daily basis or not, but they are very important in India. So first we will discuss all the major crops here. The first of all is rice. Rice we use on a majorly India में सबसे ज़्यादा production उसका होता है, सबसे ज़्यादा use भी हम ही करते हैं. It is one of the stable food crop of a majority of the people in India. So it is, we call it as a stable food or the surviving food of India. So it is the stable food crop of a majority of the people who live in India. Our country is the second largest producer of rice in the world after China. So if we talk about rice, we are the second largest producer of rice in the world after China. It is the Kharif crop which requires high temperature. So basically it's a Kharif crop which requires high temperature above 25 degrees Celsius and high humidity with annual rainfall above 100 centimeters. So that's why it has to be there in a monsoon season only, and in areas of less rainfall it grows with the help of irrigation. So if in some areas there is not much of rainfall there, so they can produce it or they can grow it with the help of irrigation methods. And rice is grown in the plains of north and northeastern India, coastal areas and the deltaic regions, basically where there is moisture, where all the areas where there will be moisture, you will find rice there, which is quite good for that kind of soil is good for them, which have a moisture there, moisture in the soil there. So the development of dense network of canal irrigation and tube wells have made it possible to grow rice in areas of less rainfall such as Punjab, Haryana and western Uttar Pradesh and parts of the Rajasthan. So basically in the southern part you will find that the soil is quite, जिसको हम कहते हैं बहुत ही सॉफ्ट सी गीली मॉइस्चर वाली, जिसमें आराम से राइस बन सकता है. बट इन द एरियाज लाइक पंजाब, हरियाणा, उत्तर प्रदेश, राजस्थान, दे डोंट हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ soil fertility or soil moisture. So what they do, they actually use this canal irrigation methods or tube well method to soften that soil, so that they can produce the rice in that particular soil itself. So that's why if there is less rainfall, they use the alternative method, which is the irrigation method or the tube well methods in the areas of Punjab, Haryana, western Uttar Pradesh and the parts of Rajasthan. Then the second most important staple food that is there in India is wheat, that we use on a daily basis, and this is the second most important cereal crop. First is rice, second is wheat. This is the second most important cereal crop. It is the kind of main food crop in north and northwestern part of the country. So basically in north side we all have chapatis and all, but in the western side they eat rice only. So that's why in the northern part, in the northwestern part of the country, it is the main crop food of the country. This rabi crop requires a cool growing season and a bright sunshine at the time of reaping. So basically this rabi crops require a cool growing season, so that's why it's called a rabi season. It comes under the rabi crop because it can grow only in winters. It needs some cool growing season and a bright sunshine at the time of when they are harvested. So it requires 50 to 75% of annual rainfall, evenly distributed over the growing season, and there are two important wheat growing zones in the country. So basically they can grow in the annual rainfall which is between 50 to 75 centimeter, and it can eventually distributed over the growing season itself. There are two important wheat growing zones that are there in our country, that is Ganga Satluj plains in the northwest and black soil regions of the Deccan, and the major wheat producing states are Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan and parts of Madhya Pradesh. So it is very easily available in the northern part when it is winter there, because it is a cool growing season and they are harvesting in the summer season. So it can be easily made up in Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, the parts of Madhya Pradesh. But in the other zones, in the western zone if we talk about, or in the basically in the southern Deccan plateaus, so there they use certain strategies or irrigation methods to produce there. Basically they use the Ganga Satluj plains in the northwest and black soil regions of the Deccan to produce wheat there. Then there is mills. So basically mills are jowar, bajra and ragi. They are the main important maize grown in India. So apart from wheat, or what could be the grains that we use, that is jowar, then bajra, ragi. These are the basic grains or mills that we call that are grown in India, and we also alternatively use apart from wheat and rice there. So these are known as cross grains. Basically they are cross grains because they are not the main grains that we use. Many of you, if they are diet conscious or they want to eat healthy, in the many rural parts of India they use these kind of cross grains only for their survival, because they are very high nutritional value. So they have quite high nutritional value, so it can be included in your diet plans. It could be included if you have certain problems or in your health issues, so you can use these kind of crops. For example, ragi is very rich in iron, it is rich in calcium, other micronutrients and roughage. So basically it has a very high rate of nutritional value. So if you want to have it, these apart from wheat, you can have these kind of cross grains for your high nutrition. If you want to increase some of the calciums in your body and you are in deficiency of these kind of things, you can eat these things. Then jowar is the third most important food crop with respect to area and the production. It is the rain feed crop mostly grown in the moist areas which hardly needs irrigation, and major jowar producing states are Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh in 2011 to 12. So basically jowar is the third most important food crop. Apart from rice and wheat, jowar is the third most important food crop with respect to its area and production that is being allowed in and it can be produced. Then it is rain feed. So basically it can only grow in where there is a moisture in the soil. So it is going to be produced in the areas where there is southern plateau. So all the southern plateau states and areas they are going to cover, and it can be built there, it can be grown there in these parts of the areas only, majorly Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh in which has been recorded in 2011 and 12. Then bajra grows well on sandy soils and shallow black soil. Major bajra producing states were Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Haryana in 2011 and 12. So bajra is also one of the important crops here, and it grows on sandy soils and shallow black soil. Basically I have told you about the soil type in the first chapter itself, so you can have a quite idea about these things. So the major bajra producing states here are Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Haryana. Then the ragi is also a crop of dry regions only, and it grows well on red, black, sandy, loamy, shallow black soil. So ragi is also one of the crop which can be produced in the dry regions, and it grows well in the red soil, black soil, sandy soil, loamy soil, shallow black soils in these areas. So the major ragi producing states are Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand and Arunachal Pradesh. So if you want to answer that, mark these states. So better you learn 2 or 3 states that are important in these particular crops. It will be beneficial. आपको सारे states याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है, 2-3 states याद कर लो हर एक crop के. That would be better for you to eventually understand about it. Then there is maize, that is one of the important crops as well. So it is a crop which is used both as food and fodder. In both the ways we can use it, and it is a kharif crop. It is basically developed in the monsoon season only, which requires a temperature between 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius and grows well in the old alluvial soil. So basically it can develop in the kind of an alluvial soil. In some states like Bihar, maize is grown in Rabi season also. So like in some of the states like Bihar and parts of Uttar Pradesh, there are some of the states that are there. Maize is grown in Rabi season also. Use of modern inputs such as HVC seeds, fertilizers and irrigation have contributed to the increasing production of maize. So now they are using majorly HYEV seeds, fertilizers, irrigation methods they are using to increase the production of maize. So that's why you can produce in other parts of the area as well. Basically major maize producing areas and states are Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Madhya Pradesh here. So why they are growing in these kind of states? Because they are basically having a kind of a rainfall which is basically needed there. So that's why maize can be grown easily in these kind of areas. Then pulses. So pulses are majorly used in India only, and it is a major crop that we use on majorly on alternative days. घर में आपके दालें तो बनती हैं, और दालें एक टाइप की होती नहीं है, they are in a major form. बहुत सारे टाइप की दालें होती हैं, and we eat it because it's a source of protein for our body. So that's why we eat it. So India is one of the largest producer as well as the consumer also of pulses in the world. So in the other parts of the world they don't eat much and consume much of pulses. We are the one who majorly produce also and consume also the pulses in the entire world, and these are the major source of protein in a vegetarian diet. So if we talk about a major source of protein, it is quite important for a vegetarian diet. If you are diet conscious, so you should have the water of these pulses. It is quite full of protein, and the major pulses that are grown in India are tur, which is known as arar. You all must know it. If you don't know, you can ask your mother what is this dal. Arar, urad, moong, masoor, peas and gram. Peas and gram are basically masalas and all. So you can ask your mom as well about these particular pulses. And can you distinguish which of these pulses are grown in the kharif season, which are grown in the rabi season? You must know about this, that कौन सी जो pulses हैं वो खरीफ में होता हम produce कर सकते हैं, and which are produced in the rabi season. You should know the difference. So the pulses need less moisture and that can survive even in dry conditions. So कुछ ऐसे pulses होते हैं जिनको ज़्यादा moisture की ज़रूरत नहीं होती है. They can survive in even in the dry conditions as well. So being like leguminous crops, all these crops except arar help in restoring soil fertility by fixing nitrogen from the air. So basically there are some of the crops except arar, they can restore the soil fertility within themselves, and they can rebuild them in the dry condition as well. Therefore these are mostly grown in rotation with other crops. Major pulses producing states in India are Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Karnataka. So if we talk about all the major pulses producing states in India, they are Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Karnataka. Then apart from these grains, there are certain food crops that we use on a daily basis. Other than these grains are sugarcane, means the chini that we use basically. It is a tropical as well as subtropical crop, and it grows well in hot and humid climate with a temperature of 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius and an annual rainfall between 75 centimeter to 100 centimeter. So basically it grows in the kind of a weather where this hot and humid climate, and with the temperature there should be 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius, and an annual rainfall that requires here is from 75 centimeter to 100 centimeter. Then irrigation is also required in the regions of rainfall, low rainfall. So if there is less rainfall in certain areas, they can use irrigation as well, and it can be grown on a variety of soils and needs manual labor from sowing to harvesting. So basically it can grow on the variety of soils as well, and basically needs some sort of manual labor to harvest it properly for them, so that they can grow the sugar cane. So it can be grown in variety of soils. It doesn't have a certain soil condition. It can grow in variety of soils. India is the second largest producer of sugarcane only after Brazil. So Brazil is the first one. We are the second largest producer of sugarcane in all over the world, and it is the main source of sugar, good, khansari and molasses. So basically that we use the chini, gur that we use. Khansari I haven't used yet, so it is one of the form, and molasses is one of the form that I also don't know. So if you know, you can ask your mother. If I don't know any kind of pulse, I ask my mother. She is the best one here now. The major sugarcane producing states that are there in India are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Bihar, Punjab and Haryana. So majorly it is covering almost half of the India which produce sugarcane, and it includes all these states. So if you want to memorize, just memorize 2 or 3 names. That would be easy for you. Then there is oil seeds. So oil seeds are majorly important. अगर तेल ही नहीं होगा तो किससे खाना बनेगा? So oil seeds basically are important. So in 2008, India was the second largest producer of groundnut in the world after China, and in rapeseed production, India was third largest producer in the world after Canada and China in 2008. So it was a record. It was recorded in 2008 that India was the second largest producer in groundnut in the world. And in rapeseeds, rapeseeds are basically from which you get these cooking oil and all that stuff. So that is in that we are third largest producer in the world after Canada and China in 2008. Different oil seeds are grown covering approximately 12% of the total cropped area of the country. So basically all these oil seeds are there. It covers approximately 12% of the total cropped area of the country, and main oil seed produced in India are groundnut, mustard, coconut and sesame. So basically till, soybean, castor oil seeds, cotton seeds, linseed, sunflower. So all these kind of oil seeds are produced in India, and they are the major one. Most of these are edible and used for cooking medium. So oil we use, basically you use oil, all these kind of oil seeds in your cooking. Oil is one of the major thing that we use. Mainly everyone I think we should use olive oil much because it is less fat, but you can use sunflower, soya bean, some use coconut also, mustard also, groundnut also. So they are the main kind of edible and cooking medium oils that we use on a daily basis. However, some of these are also used as raw material in the production of soap, cosmetics and loiment. So in many of these oil are also used in making some other materials and the production of basically of soap, cosmetics and ointments. So they use these kind of oils to make these products as well. Then groundnut is a kharif crop. So groundnut is basically a kharif crop and counts for about half of the major oil seeds produced in the country, and Gujarat was the largest producer of groundnut, followed by Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu in 2011 and 12. So basically groundnut covers half of the major oil seeds produced in our country, and Gujarat was the largest producer of groundnut, followed by Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu here. Linseed and mustard are rabi crops, and sesame is the kharif crop in north and rabi crop in south India. Then castor seed is grown both as rabi and kharif crop both. Then tea is basically the cultivation of and plantation agriculture. So it's kind of a plantation culture here, and so it's a kind of a beverage that we made that is particularly used majorly in India. I can guarantee you that tea is one of the major beverage that has been used and produced in India, and it is one of the most important beverage crop introduced in India initially by the British. So it was actually being introduced by the Britishers, but now we are using as majorly our own crop, and today most of the tea plantations are owned by Indians only. So basically it can be introduced by the Britishers, but now we own it as our own. And the tea plant grows well in tropical and subtropical climates, endowed with deep and fertile, well-drained soil, rich in humus and organic matter. And tea bushes require warm and moist, frost-free climate all through the year. Frequent showers, evenly distributed over the year, ensure continuous growth of tender leaves. Tea is the labor-intensive industry and it requires abundant, cheap and skilled labor. Tea is processed within the tea garden to restore its freshness. So what it is saying, that basically the tea plant grows in the tropical and subtropical climatic changes that occur in the Assam kind of an area, about Darjeeling kind of an area that you must know. And it is quite rich in humus and organic matter. Tea bushes require warm and moist, frost-free climate all through the year. So they required one sort of season in the entire year. They should be go through with that particular season only. Then only they can grow easily. And frequent showers evenly distributed over the year ensure continuous growth of these leaves. And it's quite cheap and skilled labor. Tea is processed within the tea garden to restore its freshness. Major tea producing states are Assam, hills of Darjeeling, Jalpaiguri districts, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. Apart from these, Himachal Pradesh, also Uttarakhand, Meghalaya, Andhra Pradesh, Tripura are also tea producing states in our country. And in 2008, India was the third largest producer of tea after China and Turkey. So China is included in everywhere. Apart from China, we are also one of the important country who is producing largely producing all these crops here. Then coffee. Coffee is also one of the important beverage here now. In 2008, India produced 3.2% of the world coffee production, and Indian coffee is known in the world for its good quality. So our coffee quality is quite one of the best coffee in the entire world. And the Arabica variety, initially produced from Yemen, is produced in the country. So it has been introduced by some Arabica variation that is there, in which kind of form we produce this coffee, and this variety is in great demand all over the world. Initially its cultivation was introduced on the Baba Budan Hills, and even today its cultivation is confined to the Nilgiri in Karnataka, in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So these are the major kind of states we can say that in which coffee is being produced, which is Nilgiri in Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So this was was a chapter. Now we can have a recap about whatever we have studied in this lecture. Firstly, we talked about the Rabi crops, which are sown in winter from October to December and harvested in summer from April to June. Important crops are wheat, barley, peas, gram and mustard. And states such as Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand and Western Uttar Pradesh are main Rabi crops here producing states. Availability of precipitation during winter months due to the western temperature cyclones help in the success of these crops, and the success of green revolution in Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh and parts of Rajasthan has also been an important factor in the growth of Rabi crops. Then there is Kharif crop, sown with the onset of monsoon in different parts of the country and harvested in September and October. Important crops are paddy, maize, jowar, bajra, moong, urad, cotton, jute, groundnut and soybean. Some of the most important rice growing regions are Assam, West Bengal, coastal regions of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Maharashtra, particularly the Konkan coastal along with Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Recently, paddy has also become an important crop of Punjab and Haryana, and in states like Assam, West Bengal and Odisha, 3 crops of paddy are grown in a year, which is Aus, Aman and Boro. Then there is Zaid crops. Zaid season is a short season between the Rabi and Kharif season during the summer months, and crop produced are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, vegetables and fodder crops. You can see here. Muskmelon is basically tarbooj, that we call as tarbooj. Major crops are variety. If food and non-food crops are grown in different parts of the crops depending upon the variations in soil, climate and cultivation practices. So it is here that is grains, food crops other than grains, and non-food crops, which is rubber, fiber crops, cotton and jute. So, and did you know India produced 71 major crops? So we basically produce 51 major crops here. So rice, we have talked about rice. First of all, the staple food crop of a majority of the people in India. India is the second largest producer in the world after China. Kharif crop, which requires high temperature and high humidity with annual rainfall above 100 centimeter, and it grown in the plains of north and northeastern India, coastal areas and the deltic regions. Then development of these dense network of canal irrigation and tube wells have made it possible to grow rice in areas of less rainfall such as Punjab, Haryana and western Uttar Pradesh and parts of Rajasthan. So these are all the green mark area that you can see here. They are the rice producing area, which you can see in the map. They are the major areas, and minus area are the white one, which is covered in this map. You can see. Then wheat, second most important cereal crop, main food crop for north and northwestern part of the country. Okay. Requires cool growing season and bright sunshine at ripening time. Requires 50 to 75 centimeter of annual rainfall, evenly distributed over the growing season. Important wheat growing zones like Ganga, Satluj plains and black soil region in Deccan. Major wheat producing states like Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan and parts of Madhya Pradesh. And the major areas you can see in this map of wheat producing area in India is the pink one, they are the major one, and the light pink one are the minor areas of the wheat producing areas in India. You can see. Now mills, Jowar, Bajra and Ragi are the important mills grown in India. Through these are known as cross grains. They have high nutritional value. Ragi is rich in iron, calcium and other micronutrients, and raw gauge. It is a crop of dry regions and grows well on red, black, sandy, loamy and shallow soils. Karnataka is the largest producer, followed by Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand and Arunachal Pradesh, and also important in ragi producing states. Jowar is the third most important food crop with respect to area and production, and it is a rain-feed crop grown in moist areas. Maharashtra is the largest producer of jowar, followed by Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Then Bajra grows well in sandy soils and shallow black soil. Rajasthan is the largest producer, followed by Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat, Haryana. Then maize, used as both food and fodder, and kharif crop which requires it grows in kharif crop which requires temperature between 21 to 27 degrees Celsius and grows well in alluvial soil. In states like Bihar, it is grown as rabi crop also. Use of modern inputs like HIVCs, fertilizers, irrigation have contributed to the increasing production of maize. Major maize producing states are Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Then pulses. India is one of the larger producers as well as the consumer of pulses in the world. These are the major source of protein in a vegetarian diet. Major pulses grown in India are arar, urad, moong, masoor, pice and gram. Pulses need less moisture and survive even in dry conditions. All these crops except arar helps in restoring soil fertility by fixing nitrogen from the air. because of which it can grow in rotation with other crops as well. And major pulse producing states in India are Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Karnataka. Then sugarcane, it is a tropical as well as subtropical crop. It grows well in hot and humid climate with a temperature of 21 to 27 degrees Celsius and an annual rainfall between 75% and 100 centimeter. And can be grown on variety of soils and needs manual labor from sowing to harvesting. India is the second largest producer after Brazil. Then major source of sugar, jaggery, khansri and molasses. And major sugar producing states are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Punjab and Haryana. So this is whole as a lecture. Now the homework solution. So I have given you that you have to answer in your own way. I have thought of what kind of farming is best suitable if I want to prefer. So I am just choosing in my way. Your answer can vary. So just stick to whatever you think. It is for your thing only. It wasn't just an activity. I am just assuming from my behalf that plantation farming is best for it. So because plantation farming is bush and tree farming, and it was introduced by the Britishers in the kind of 19th century there. I choose that, and it is kind of a single crop farming which can be produced for rubber, tea, coffee. Majorly they are using these, and they are not using much of fertilizers and chemicals here. They are using one particular land to produce one single crop only, and it is basically suitable for the it is including the health and the demand also of everyone here. So it is capital intensive. It demands good managerial ability, technically know-how, sophisticated machinery, fertilizer, irrigation. So they are not using much of a thing, and I think इसमें सब कुछ कवर हो रहा है. लेबर फोर्स कवर हो रहा है, आपके फर्टिलाइजर इरिगेशन मतलब जो मेजरली हमको चाहिए होता है वो भी सब यूज हो रहा है, ट्रांसपोर्ट फैसिलिटीज यूज हो रही है, क्रॉप्स भी अच्छे सोर्स में पैदा हो रहे हैं. सो मेजरली मेरे को प्लांटेशन बेस्ट लगता है. देन द होमवर्क फॉर टुडे इज दैट ऑन अ पॉलिटिकल मैप you have to mark each of the following crops within which states they are produced the most. Any 3 states you can prefer for rice, wheat, sugarcane and pulse. Use different maps if you are being confused, and you if they are having the similar sort of states between them. So you can segregately make the maps for each crop here, or you can mix it all the crops in one and give them one suitable mark, or kind of you can give them sort of a diagram mark if you want to do that. But you have to do this kind of this particular thing as a homework. You can combine them or you can segregate them as your own wish. You have to mark 3 shades for each crop here. So you have to do it in your and you have to paste that in your main notebook. So you have to show me the time that have been given to you. So this is whole as a lecture. Still you have queries, so you can ask me anytime, and you have a test on Friday, you know that, and you have a query from that particular chapter, which is from chapter number 1. You can ask me that as well. On my number you can say, or as well as you can ask me in the student query section. So that's it. Take care of your health and your family, and thank you so much.